Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So, this is a very short, quick walkthrough of the Keychain project. This project is designed and meant for you to go crazy and not be as constrained as other projects. In our previous project, the boxes, your 1 to 8 to get proficient or 1 to 12 get extending. It's very prescriptive and precise. This is the part where you guys and gals get to pick and work through your project. Okay, as you can see here, we're on shopwithleclaire.com, or CA I should say, and we are on the Keychain project. Only has two on this time. We have a slideshow, all credit to a TA of mine. This is their project, and I'm just kind of a vehicle for this. This lesson is actually in case the individual cannot teach it today. Okay, so I'm going to flip over. Now, the Keychain project does not have a lot of requirements. Okay, the big one is make something original. Do not go on the many different download sites and download something. It's not hard to tell. I'm sorry. And if you didn't know, I can actually look in the back of like the keylog and tell where it came from and including what account. Because this Tinkercad logs every move, and that's why like your autosave, and I can look through the file. It's not hard for me to tell if it's copied and pasted or downloaded or it's not your work. It does not take me a lot of work. Okay, so we're going to flip over to the slideshow here, and that is the 3D printed project. This is the 3D printing project. Okay, so you're going to be making keychains. I will, if there's allowable time, be printing these ones off. The intention of this project is for you to get used to creativity. As you guys kind of know, we're kind of down with 3D printers right now, so we'll go with there. Okay, and this is for you to use your own interests at this stage. Okay, so the directions, and this is not written by me, and so it has a little bit of not my humor in it. So your first step with any project is to do your research, and you are looking for inspiration, not plagiarism. Okay, and also keep in mind what your ability is. You do not want to do something completely out there, as you may not get the results you want. So you're going to take 4 different keychains and you're going to rough sketch them on a piece of paper. So grab a piece of lined paper, blank paper, fold it into fourths, and then you're going to do the napkin sketch, rough sketch. It does not have to be a work of art. It's more about the idea. At this point, show my TA or me. If either of us gives us the thumbs up, you can choose one of those keychains and draw a good copy. And then, again, show it to us. Once we give you a thumbs up, now you can switch on Tinkercad. Now, here is making a little fun of my COVID video. And if you need a little reminder, you can go back into Shop of LeClaire, Introduction to CAD, and if you look right over here, I do have a, as my TA pointed out, COVID voice LeClaire giving the video. Okay, so once you got there, once you've been 3D modeled, show my TA or myself, and we will get 3D printing. And as he said, once it's been 3D printed, be happy or else. Okay, so the requirements. The keychain must be school appropriate. That is literally the one big rule. The project must be your idea and not a copy. It is easy to tell. And it must fit the category. So like we're going with just our category this round. It's basically your interest. It can be anime, movies, video games. It can be sports. It can be guitars, music, makeup. I'm leaving it pretty open as long as it's school appropriate. And when I say school appropriate, I mean, could you show it to your grandma and not raise an eyebrow? It's kind of the easy way. So you do have to show a sketch your project to the Grinch. Hey, I mean LeClaire, he loves torture. I mean teach you guys on how to be creative. The keychain is maximum 2" by 2". So I'm going to show you that with Tinkercad just to make sure you know what you're doing there. Okay, so I'm going to flip back into the keychain on this. Now, if you are really forgetting some of the rules here, I just have a handy dandy like design brief here, directions, rules, materials, tips and tricks, and how you can hand it in. And we just went through it there with the slideshow. I'm going to flip over into Tinkercad first step, we always want to name our project, because if you don't, I have too many students to try and remember. Please put your first and last name in my case. So, okay. Now, the big thing here is, as I've said before, I switch back and forth between millimeters and inches so that you guys and gals know what you're talking about. Okay. Now, what you can do, if you really want to cheat the system, is this. This is where we switch from millimeters to inches. Okay? If you feel working in inches is going to be too hard, the standard with this is in millimeters. So what I would do is, so if you are starting out with this project, it's going to start out in 200. As you can see, I was just making sure everything was set up. All right. Sorry. Okay. So this is how we're going to start. We go into Edit Grid, 200 by 200. Step 1. Flip over here because it's in default in millimeters. Switch over to inches, and then in inches, very simple, 2. Update grid. Okay, so that shrinks it. So this is your maximum work plane. Okay, now if you can't work in inches, flip it over millimeters. Same size, follows the requirements, but now when you pull your objects in, incredibly easy to, like, you can stick in millimeters. Okay, so here's the thing I want you to keep in mind. This work plane now is the exact maximum. As long as you draw this in this box, you're in the rules. Now, also keep in mind, you want to fill this box. This is not that big. It's 2 inches by 2 inches, ladies and gentlemen. So you want to fill the box. Just make sure it's in the box. Okay, now I'm not going to really show you how to draw this project because that's up to you. But what I do want to show you is, okay, up until this point, we've used basic shapes when it comes. Now, keep in mind, this is a keychain. We don't want incredible detail, but if these shapes are not sufficient, what I do also have in here is we do have what's called the shape collection. So, you've got your basic figures and all this. You are not allowed just to pull an object and that's your keychain. No. Okay? But you can, for example, we've got tires here. We've got space design, we've got arms. Like, this program's pretty, like, it's got a lot of stuff. It's just you got to go through it here. And, like, up here is kind of like your shortcut menus, and then, like, hardware. You've got your gears, connectors, fittings. Okay, so you guys and gals can figure out here featured collections, so you can go here, like through here, and there are ways, in all honesty, to like add more stuff in, but for our purpose right now, we're not going to do that because that just for what we're going to do, I don't want you to just copy and paste. Okay, so we're going to go back here, and so with the keychain, you have 2 options. Number 1, we can do a very flat. And instead of, like, I'm just going to give you perspective, so if this doesn't look that great, have fun. I'm not going to do the greatest job, but I just want to show you. Okay, let's just go with, boom, let's go 7 there. What's this at? 5, so I'll make this, let's go with 10. And then, okay. So how I did that, I clicked on the object, I did Control C, click somewhere else, Control V, so you can copy and paste your objects there. Then I want him to have a weird face, so we're gonna go with 10 there, and then I'm just gonna just like this. Okay, so we can have a very simple 2D keychain. Yours, ladies and gentlemen, should be much better because that took me, I think, 10 seconds. You also, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget at the end, you want to group it all together. because what that does is it connects all the pieces, so when we 3D print, it works out. Okay, so the next option is, okay, remember, ladies and gentlemen, the Lego method. If you think of Minecraft, what you could do is, if you want to make a Minecraft character, let's just do this. Got this. Okay. Control copy, control. Okay. So at this stage, what you could do is, if you want to make something like a creeper is in 4, so okay. So we got that. So we can start stacking the blocks together. Another interesting part is, if you are also interested, now keep in mind, if you are only using one color, we can't, it's a little harder. So we only have like black, gray, like very basic colors with our objects, but you could do an 8-bit pixel art keychain. There's a ton of options. Like, that's the whole reason why I'm giving you that option with feel free, as long as it's school appropriate. Okay, your mission today, ladies and gentlemen, is to create a really cool keychain that, and I mean this very sarcastically, makes me want to print it. That is your challenge for the day. I hope you have a lot of fun with it. Have a good one.